Well, you're here because you filled out a survey about a guy and he scored a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He may talk big and sound confident about his ambitions, but the truth is he's probably not going to go very far in his career. He's clever and keeps things in order, but when it comes to putting in steady, hard work, he tends to fall behind. You'll notice he often gets excited about new ideas, but quickly loses interest or gives up when things get tough.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he's likely to react with a lot of frustration and show his feelings openly, sometimes snapping or getting upset over small things. He doesn't have a thick skin for setbacks, so even minor problems can really throw him off. You'll probably find yourself needing to comfort or calm him down more often than not.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually see him as polite and friendly on the surface, and he tries hard to avoid open fights. He makes an effort to be well mannered and likable in group settings. This can lead to arguments or awkward moments, leaving some people feeling cautious around him.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he probably won't feel threatened or insecure. In fact, he might even enjoy celebrating your successes with lively energy and excitement. He's not driven by a need to outshine others, so your achievements won't hurt his ego.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is unlikely to secretly resent you if you earn more than him. Earning differences won't bother him much, as his self worth doesn't hinge on being the main breadwinner. He's not the jealous or possessive type about money or status.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money quite carefully and likes things to be in order when it comes to finances. He's not the type to splurge on fancy things or make impulsive purchases. Instead, he plans ahead, keeps track of expenses, and prefers to stick to a budget.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. You'll notice he manages his expenses wisely, avoids showing off, and is usually honest about what he can and can't afford. You can expect him to be upfront and reliable when it comes to money matters.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He tends to be careful and maybe a bit reserved when it comes to sharing or showing affection, especially with money. You might not see grand gestures or a lot of open hearted generosity from him. While he is polite and pleasant on the surface, his kindness doesn't run very deep. He may do what's expected, but not much extra.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is open about money and doesn't try to hide anything from you. He keeps things organized and likes to be clear about spending, saving, and plans for the future. He is not the type to play games or keep secrets about money matters.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes in keeping things neat and organized, but he may quietly expect certain routines or tasks to be done a particular way. While he won't openly say that housework is only your job, you might notice he assumes some chores naturally fall to you, especially the traditional ones. He's not likely to fight about it, and if you ask for help, he'll try to pitch in.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He might help a bit here and there, but more often he'll act like a manager, watching and sometimes giving suggestions instead of getting his hands dirty. He likes things to be tidy, but he's not the type to jump in and handle messy chores or diaper duty without being asked. Most likely, you'll see him oversee or point out what needs to be done rather than actively sharing the load.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He tends to argue more to prove his point rather than truly listening to your side. When disagreements come up, his first reaction is often to defend himself or explain why he thinks he's right instead of calmly hearing you out. It will take extra patience and gentle reminders to help him see things from your perspective.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he gets angry, he's likely to say things that sting or become very upset, even over small issues. His temper flares quickly, and in those moments, he can lose control and let his frustration spill out, sometimes in sharp words or sulky behavior. If this pattern happens often, it's a real concern to think about.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, this is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. Sometimes, even over small things, his mood can change fast, and you might end up walking on eggshells, unsure of what will set him off. This isn't just a small habit, it's a real warning sign.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry and take responsibility when something goes wrong. More often than not, he will try to explain himself or shift the blame onto you rather than admitting his mistakes. This pattern can be hurtful over time and make you feel alone, even when you're trying your best.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He is polite and tries to follow social rules. So, on the surface, he will respect your boundaries if you speak up firmly. However, there may be times when he doesn't fully understand how important your no is, especially if he gets emotional or frustrated. Your comfort and safety always come first.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He can quickly feel hurt or bothered, sometimes reacting with frustration or showing his disappointment openly. These moments can lead to tense conversations or sulking rather than understanding and kindness.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
He is generally polite and tries not to cross certain lines, but when he's upset or angry, he sometimes loses control and says things that sting, even about personal or private moments you shared. There's a risk he might bring up something private in an argument, not always thinking about how much it might hurt you. If you deeply value your privacy and want a partner who guards your secrets calmly, this is something to watch for and not ignore.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not someone who is constantly chasing after other women or seeking attention elsewhere. While he enjoys lively company and likes to have fun, he isn't likely to flirt behind your back or lose interest quickly. If faithfulness is important to you, he is more likely to be steady and trustworthy in this area.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he is not overly possessive or controlling. While he may have his ups and downs in mood, he does not act jealous or try to control where you go, who you meet, or what you do. Suspicion and constant questioning are not his style.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, the idea of being protective isn't really about being controlling. He doesn't hover over you, demand to know your every move, or restrict your freedom in the name of caring for you. Instead, he's more focused on routines and keeping things in order, not on keeping you under tight watch.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He might start off saying that parenting should be a team effort, but in daily life, he's likely to expect you to handle most of the work, especially the emotional and hands on parts. He will help with routine tasks if asked, but often slips into a supervisor role, pointing out what needs to be done instead of jumping in on his own. Don't expect him to take equal initiative unless you remind and involve him directly.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's likely to lose his temper rather than stay calm. Even small mistakes can set him off, and he might react with shouting, quick anger, or harsh words instead of understanding or gentle guidance. If patience and calm is something you want for your children, it may be tough with him.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will support you in keeping things organized and orderly as a mother, but may not fully appreciate or encourage your role as your own person outside of family responsibilities. He's comfortable with routines and practical help, but doesn't always notice or cheer for your personal dreams, interests, or independence. If you're looking for emotional support or someone who celebrates your achievements beyond motherhood, you might feel a bit overlooked.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might support your career at first, but later expect you to put it aside when family demands grow, especially after having a child. He values routines and things running smoothly at home, so he may quietly assume you'll handle most of the family and household duties. If your career is important to you, have open and honest talks early on so you both are clear about expectations for the future.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will act polite and respectful towards your parents, making sure to use good manners and say the right things at family gatherings. However, his warmth may not go very deep, and you might notice he sticks to formal conversations rather than truly connecting with them. He won't be rude or unfriendly, but don't expect him to go out of his way to build strong, loving bonds. He will make an effort to be polite and follow basic manners with your family, but deep down, he prefers things to be done his way.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to get upset quickly and might make things worse with sharp words or a tense attitude. He doesn't handle stress well, especially when routines are disturbed or he feels pressured. If family drama is common, be ready for some stormy reactions. You'll need to be patient and proactive to keep things from escalating.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to be modern and easygoing with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He values order and routine, so he may quietly want you to dress, speak, and behave in ways that fit family expectations during gatherings or special occasions. While he won't always say this directly, you may feel pressure to fit into more traditional roles when his relatives are around.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than stand up for you. He doesn't like open fights, but he also doesn't want to upset family routines or expectations, so he may remain silent or offer only polite words without real support. You could feel alone in these moments. having to defend yourself or explain your side without much backup from him.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He does have some traits of a mummy's boy, tending to maintain peace with his mother and sticking to family traditions. In a conflict between you and his mother, he is more likely to avoid taking sides or quietly support his mother's views rather than openly defend you. This means you might find yourself on your own if there's any tension or disagreement at home.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share the details of your fights or private matters with his mother or sister, especially if he feels stressed or unsure. This means your personal issues may not stay just between the two of you, and private moments might end up as family discussions. If you value privacy, this is something important to talk about and set limits on early in the marriage.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So that's the story. This guy scores a C. In many important ways, this guy is falling short of the standard we would want. Being with him every day means life will feel organized and predictable, but also a bit strict and sometimes tense. He keeps routines, pays attention to details, and expects things to run smoothly, so small mistakes or changes can lead to quick flashes of anger or blunt words.